Welcome
Welcome to
to
You Can Sip
Sip
With
With
Us. I'm Colleen.
I'm Ashley.
Happy Tuesday, everybody.
TGIT.
Ashley,
Yeah.
set the stage for me. Like, paint a picture of your life right now. I see you're freshly showered, but like
Freshly showered.
take me to where you are with your words. And then I'll take you to where I am with my words.
Okay. What a beautiful
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
John's best friend, apparently they've known each other for 30 years, they knew each other like in middle school. His best friend from high school is here, and it has been so fun. This guy is so nice and kind, and his wife
Aw.
is here and she's amazing. Her and I are similar in like we're strong personalities, but we vibe.
Fun. That's great.
The good time. It has been it has been sorry, my brain. We drank a lot yesterday too, so it's a little fuzzy.
Yeah, was it fun?
I felt okay this morning because we went to a baseball game yesterday. Spring training is closed or canceled or whatever the hell's going on. So we went to a college game that was stupid. And then we went to a bar after, and we tied one on. It was so much fun. And then we took a lift home at about 5:30, and I didn't even drink since that. I was like riding high. And then I went and put Mac to bed at about 8 or maybe 8:30 or something. And then I went into where Revi was. I was going to put her to bed, and I fell asleep. So then the next thing I know, John came in. It was like 11. He's like, "Oh, hey, are you sleeping?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then I woke up at midnight and then went to bed. So I hadn't it was a good day drinking thing, right?
Yeah.
And I was feeling like not hungover this morning. I was feeling good, even though I didn't sleep very well. But then I went for a run. And now my brain, it was like, whoa, that was too much. My brain is like fuzzy
your body's
now. So
out of whack.
that happened. My hair was disgusting. So I did take a shower. I feel clean and fresh as a daisy. However, it has been a month since we've had some sort of sickness in this house. And I now have a pretty severe sore throat. So
oh no,
that is happening as well.
Like clockwork.
Stupid. Like clockwork, right on time.
Yeah. Oh, hey, you haven't been sick for a while? Bam.
No, it's been a month.
No, I mean like the sickness said. It was like, hey, you haven't been sick in a while? Bam, I got you.
Yeah, right.
Right
yes.
on time.
Oh, yeah. Sickness is like, oh.
Anyway.
I forgot about you.
Yeah.
Well, here we go.
Never mind.
We don't
That
leave
fell
her
a little flat.
What?
But it's fine. Just keep going.
You gotta land the birds.
I can't. I will not. I refuse.
I can't put two and two together.
I refuse. The birds are going to stay in the sky. No one's landing anything today, you guys.
Worthless.
We are coming up on this episode. We're not bringing you down.
Okay.
So
I'm
prepare for
sipping
liftoff.
water. If you want to know what I'm sipping.
I had a friend bring me some non-alcoholic wine.
Mm-hmm.
That's been burning a hole in my pocket because non-alcoholic wine is not usually
actually,
but this one is good.
What one is it?
I can't remember I don't remember the bottles. Well, you're gonna have to report but I'm gonna
back.
have to
my
get
cousin is also pregnant right now, and we were at my grandparents' house doing like the wine and cheese party or whatever when I was sober, when I was doing the sober thing. And she brought a non-alcoholic wine that I had tried, and I liked it. It was a rosé. Because when I was pregnant, I used to try that Free, F-R-E. But it's not as it was. I didn't think it was like good.
All I've had are bad ones. This is good. And in Hawaii, I had non-alcoholic champagne.
And?
It was delicious.
Really?
It was very good. So I think that whole maybe it's just stepped up in the last couple of years.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Where I don't need it to taste like it has alcohol. I just don't want it to taste bad. Right? Because it'll never be like, it can be different, but I just, my experience is that it's usually just like, oh, this is kind of weird.
And if it's like, I feel like the Free just tastes like grape juice. And it's like, well, then why don't I just get grape juice instead of Free? Right. Alcohol-free wine. It's like, may as well just get grape juice.
Did I talk about the place we went to in Portland? I know I said we made reservations, but did I follow up on?
You mentioned, I don't know if it was here or it was pretty brief.
It was so good.
Yeah, you mentioned that the vibe was good and stuff. But tell us more.
Well,
because you said you went out with another couple and then you went somewhere after, but
with our friends Andy and Mark. Oh yeah, I talked about it over on Patreon.
Okay.
Anyway, non-alcoholic cocktails that were incredible, and it was also the vibe. It was just like an awesome
And she's pregnant
top
too,
tier
right?
bar. Yeah. And had like a view of the city, and it was like a whole experience.
Oh.
And it was awesome.
I love
And
that.
there was like all kinds of, it was like packed. There's all kinds of people there. And it was like 100% zero proof.
Yeah.
And like, it was great.
I want that. I feel like I've also just, I don't know. I'm kind of with that sober experiment. Was like, maybe, I think I told you this. I don't know if I want to be drinking as much as I used to. It actually doesn't, like, I don't like a fuzzy brain.
Yep.
So I kind of want to get into non-alcoholic, unless there's like something going on. Like yesterday, it was really fun.
An event, out with friends, baseball game.
Yeah.
Like make it more of like a special event.
Right.
Like you said, versus like the norm.
Like this is just what we do all the time. Yeah. So I could get down with some mocktails. Maybe we should put Leah on that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We're on what are some mocktail situations?
Yes.
Why don't you tell me in words what your world looks like?
Okay. So, good weekend. Mm-hmm. I got a busy brain. I like to stay productive. Mm-hmm. It feels good to me. I like having time to do things. And yesterday was a great day because instead of doing things, I just decided I'm going to relax today.
You let yourself relax.
And I didn't carry shame, which sometimes I kind of am like, oh, I shouldn't have just been watching a show during nap time. It's nap time, the only time where you can do things. Why am I not doing things? There's always going to be things to do.
Always.
That's what Chris told me yesterday. I was like,
good job, Chris.
I was like, wow, I just relaxed. And he's like, well, there's always going to be things to do. He's like, it's good that you relaxed. Yeah. He's like, we work really hard all the time.
Right.
But it felt so. We put Ben down for nap, and we ordered Mexican food because that's been, if there's been cravings for me this pregnancy, it's Mexican food.
Yeah.
Root beer and ice cream. Like that vibe.
Great.
Yeah. So we ordered tacos, and we watched a show, which I'll be talking about in during our faves. And it just was like a super chill day. We're in the second weekend of potty training. So that's also like, you don't want to have like hard plans, right? But we met up with friends yesterday morning. We went on a long bike ride. They have older boys and a little girl. And we went it was like sunny. Yeah. And we went on a long walk. And that was cool because we brought the potty with us. And so Ben went potty before and after, like in the car. Yeah. And so that was like great to like get out and do something. Yeah. And then so it was like sunny here in Portland for a couple hours, and then it switched to rain. And today it's a disaster outside. It's windy and it's rainy, and I'm kind of just
you got that in.
I'm kind of just really into it today. So that's a picture where I'm at. I'm safe from the storm. I'm cozy inside, and I'm in quite a good mood.
I love it.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Did you want to say about what happened today?
Well, I kind of did. So, I do.
Ben is having a successful situation.
Yes, he's doing quite well.
Yes.
And it's very exciting. And we were on a watch today, and it was a big event, potty training wise, and it was great.
And we are so happy.
Yeah, right. Great. So I've never thought I'd be so excited about potties. But here we are.
Love to hear it.
Hey.
We've got some things that we want to talk about that you want to bring, but also last time we were talking about Love is Blind, and I said, let's do Fuck, Marry, Kill. And you said, let's do it on Patreon, but then we didn't do it on Patreon.
Because what I was thinking.
What?
And this is, let's make the time. Let's mark the time. 9:10.
What?
Well, I was thinking if we actually use kill, is that like something we get sued for? Because when we've done fuck, no, but when we've done it in the past, we've made up things. Like who would you lick their toes?
Okay, so fine.
Fuck, we switched it instead of FMK, we did like we made up these terrible things where you had to pick.
I feel like that is insane.
We did that.
Everybody, though. I mean, I know that.
I know, but that was the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, that's a
last time.
Anxiety thing. I think it's fine. Let's call it something else then.
Well, we can call it FMK, but then do different scenarios, basically. But I don't think we've ever used who would you kill. And it probably is paranoia.
Yeah.
But I also think it's fun to do the ones where you're like,
what if it's
like, whose
FMK
tongue would you
and
touch?
The K is cancel with a K.
Who would you cancel?
Yeah. Is that fine?
Yeah. And I also feel weird about saying who I would fuck.
You're so overthinking this. It's a game.
I know, but I have like my mother-in-law listens.
I know.
Like, I don't want to be like disrespectful to Chris in a way. Like, I don't know. I know it's a game, but like, I feel like when we've done it in the past, we've done it like totally funny, different things that weren't just FMK.
Okay. I think we should leave all of this in and let's not do it. I'll tell you who I would. I'll just do it by myself. I'll just do it by myself then, folks.
Okay.
I gotta pull up the
I want to play, but I wanted to play how we used to play.
Well, you didn't bring it.
But now I didn't bring anything because I forgot about it.
Yeah. Okay, what else do you have?
Well, I was going to do, we've got 2 hangover topics. Or 2 hangover messages from Tuesday's episode that I absolutely loved. If you guys ever have follow-up things from episodes, you can email us at youcansipwithus@gmail.com. So this comes from Katie. Hey ladies, I'm so happy you mentioned on Tuesday's pod that it doesn't have to be the guy proposing. My boyfriend and I discussed marriage and we came up with the plan for a joint proposal. We've both been married before, and with hindsight being 2020, came to the conclusion that one person picking a ring and planning a proposal just isn't best for us. We focus heavily on open communication in our relationship, so it just makes sense to us that we discuss wedding timeline and proposal together. We plan to schedule a romantic vacation to commemorate the life event. Not having one person plan a surprise proposal doesn't mean you can't make a big deal out of the proposal. Just do it together. I imagine it will be kind of like a pre-honeymoon. And then she said honey sun instead of honeymoon. She said, did we just create a new thing?
Oh,
love you, Katie. We've also discussed a possible wedding date a few years out, and it just feels nice to have it out in the open with no pressure. Love you both. Double Fister Soul Sipper for life, Katie. Love that. Another one, this is the subject line is, which I love, stick it to the patriarchy. This is from Heather. Hey, Ash and Call. First and foremost, I've been wanting to email you both for a while about how much I love the pod. So this email is very overdue. You both and the pod bring me so much joy, and I'm proud to be a Double Fister Soul Sipper. Anywho, I just wanted to follow up about the name conversation with your significant other. When my husband and I got engaged, I struggled with wanting to change my name. I always felt like I was losing part of my identity. And when my husband and I talked about it, we both felt like it was rooted in a very old way of thinking. Long story short, he didn't care at all if I didn't take his last name, and I ended up just keeping mine. Flash forward to having kids. I realized how important it was for me to have the same last name as my children. I voiced this struggle to my husband, but also continuing to feel that attachment to my last name. Being the amazing guy he is, without hesitation, he said our kids should just take my name. He said he wants to raise the children knowing that they don't have to fit in any box that society tells them to, and should always do what feels right in their hearts despite tradition. Both of our daughters now have his last name as their middle name and have my last name as their last name. We've definitely gotten criticism for this decision, but it always felt right to us. I always think it's interesting that people sometimes look at my husband as weak for this decision, but to me, it only reaffirms how progressive, respectful, and confident he is. Yeah. Also, I totally feel the same way as you, Ash, about wanting to have a family name. So I always make it a point to call us the Slobo Wilkes family. His last name is... Okay, I'm not going to say their last names, but that's a hybrid of their last names.
Like a Benifer kind of thing?
Yeah. The girls are the best of both of us, and I want them to associate both names with us as a family. Here's to raising the next generation of questioning all sorts of norms. Love you both, Heather. Oh, that was so cool.
Yeah. Good for you. Good. That man's a good man.
Yeah. He's a good... Is that a song?
He's am not sure. He's a good
man. No. Okay.
Doesn't sound familiar.
Oh, okay. Okay. It's ad transition music.
Okay.
Are you feeling inspired by what we just read? Let's talk about how you can.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
You know, like if you're wanting to take control of your own life and your own decisions, have we got something for you. Modern fertility. You guys know I'm a planner. I'm a master planner. I'm a big fan of planning ahead, scheduling trips months in advance, figuring out what to do for dinner while I'm still eating breakfast. But I never thought much about planning for kids. I really never did. And, we're supposed to go to the OBGYN once a year for annual checkups, but checking in with our fertility usually isn't a thing until we're ready for kids. And it can be confusing because no one ever freaking talks about it, right? So I don't know, it's this crazy thing where it can feel overwhelming if you're thinking about kids in the future, or you're trying now, or maybe even trying for a while and you're not quite sure what a next step might be if something's not working. This is why modern fertility was created. Let's take the mysteries out of this. It's an easy and affordable way to test your fertility hormones at home with a simple finger prick. Mail it in with a prepaid label. You'll get your personalized results within 10 days. You'll get insight into your hormone levels, things like your ovarian reserve, and other important fertility factors. The results go deep into what the hormones actually mean. And you can talk about this with a one-on-one with a fertility nurse to review your results and options for next steps. I just love this because it really gives you so much information in such an easy, convenient way, right from your house, without having to figure out, is there a doctor by me that I should go talk to about all this? It's just a perfect first step to start learning more about what's going on and taking control. The cost is another huge thing. I mean, you can probably spend thousands, at least $1,000 for the same information. For modern fertility, it's $159. You can go to modernfertility.com/sip and get $20 off your first test. If you have HSA or FSA, you can put those dollars towards modern fertility as well.
Right now, Modern Fertility is offering our listeners $20 off the test when you go to modernfertility.com/sip. That means your test will cost $139 instead of the hundreds or thousands it could cost at a doctor's office. $20 off your fertility test when you go to modernfertility.com/sip. modernfertility.com/sip.
I forgot to paint another picture with my words.
Okay.
About an event in my life, which is daylight savings time.
Yes.
Which is a pain in the ass. I'm so happy
100%.
that the days are going to be getting longer.
Yeah.
I used to travel a lot for work, and when I would go to big meetings that were further away, a couple hours time change I think is easier than that 1 hour one.
Oh.
Just that 1 hour time change, 1 or 2, is just enough to just be because usually when it's a bigger adjustment, you're oh, I'm so tired, it's blank o'clock my time, and you crash.
Yeah.
Whereas the 1 hour, you're just and with kids and nap schedules, it's just sort of, anyway, we woke up this morning, it feels like 1 o'clock.
Did you go forward? Yeah, you went forward. So you lose an hour.
Yeah.
Right now. Okay.
So we woke up at 8, but really it was 7.
Yeah.
And and there's so many things on the internet that are why do we put ourselves through this? Yeah. Can we just vote to just not have to do this?
It is sort of a silly thing.
But I wonder what the argument, because some people somewhere must be arguing to keep it this way if we have kept it this way.
I feel like I did hear that there is some talk about potentially change, that they're going to maybe do away with it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's the argument for it?
Great question. Well, I think it was created initially for the farmers or something like that. But I don't know.
I'm open-minded. If this is something that's important to a lot of people for some reason, then okay. But if it's not, if it's neither here nor there,
right?
What are we doing?
Let's get rid of it.
What are we doing?
Yeah, and always my calendar always gets hosed up because Arizona doesn't change, and so it's weird. I don't know,
sometimes we're off, and sometimes we're not.
Right.
It feels great to be synced up with you again.
I know. Yeah, we're on the same time.
Arizona's got it right. You guys are just staying in your course.
State, isn't there? Daylight savings. I don't know. Who doesn't do daylight savings? Okay, anyway. Oh my God, my brain. Well, I think also because maybe I'm getting sick, then drinking, then going for a run, then not sleeping. It's a lot.
Ooh.
It's a lot on the bod, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we want to do flash faves?
Yeah. I just Googled why do we do this times.
Oh, good.
Okay. The general idea is to allow for better use of natural daylight, as moving the clocks forward an hour in March grants more daylight during summer evenings, and moving clocks 1 hour backwards in the fall offers more daylight during winter mornings. But I don't want daylight in the mornings.
Who wants that? Yeah.
I don't know. I saw, I don't know if this is true because I just saw it on the internet, you never know. Something about how heart attacks increase by 20% during daylight, like with these time changes.
Really? What the hell is that about?
I don't know. I don't know. Anyway.
It says that states call, so the twice annual time change is a bother, which has led to calls to end the practice of daylight savings time. 29 states have introduced legislation to do away with the twice yearly switch. 18 have passed legislation in the past 4 years to take up daylight savings time year round. Those states are Alabama, Georgia, Minnesota, Oregon's one of them.
Oh, good.
But then when is that going to go away? What is the legislation you introduced? Oh, man. This is a very difficult. We've got to research this. We've got to do a deep dive.
Yeah. We're going to bring on what you need to know. We're going to bring on what you need to know. But for now, we just got some flash faves. What's hot in the pan?
Okay.
What's a flash in the pan?
I have been doing a lot of reading.
Yeah.
I've talked about, I think that I've decided really romance is my favorite genre. It's almost, I don't know if all of rom-coms are like this, but it feels like there's this drama towards them where I'm just wanting the couple to get together and things are hitting them from every which way, whether or not. And you're just like, come on, you guys both like each other. Let's just do this. Let's just say that you like each other, you know? And there's all these things, roadblocks and obstacles. It feels like a drama, but it's rom-edy. Whatever. So I read a series recently. I mean, you guys know I already talked about Colleen Hoover and I love her, but then I don't even know where I found this book. Someone might have recommended it to me. But the best thing that I read is it's a 3-part series, and I will say, so the first one is called The Friend Zone, and it's by Abby Jimenez. And I gave that one a 9.5 out of 10. I adored it. Then the second book is called Happily Ever After Playlist, also by Abby Jimenez. And that one I give 10 out of 10.
Whoa.
And apparently that one they're making into a movie. But I cried at these books. I laughed out, LOL'd at these books. I was so invested with the characters. Honestly, I was fucked up for a day after finishing reading them. Just so invested. And then the third book, I give probably a 6.5 out of 10, maybe. It's just not I feel like it's fine, but not necessary.
Life's too short?
Huh?
Life's too short, you said?
Life's too short, yeah.
Do you have to read the first, you have to read them in order?
You should. I do think that it is good to read the Friend Zone and then Happily Ever After, because there's a lot more overlap in that book with characters. Mm-hmm. In the third book, what is it called? Life's Too Short.
Yeah.
The characters are, you see one scene from the Happily Ever After with who is the main character. And then you see the characters that are from the first 2 books for, I don't know, probably 10 pages or something in that third book. So I don't necessarily think it needed to be a trilogy. It didn't close any loops on, the second book, Happily Ever After Playlist, definitely closed some loops on the first one, because the first one has some massive heartbreak in it. And so the first one is about a couple, or a guy and a girl, and her best friend. And I think I talked about this on Patreon, their relationship reminds me, they're just ride or die for each other, total best friends, Kristen and Sloane. They're totally best friends. And then something horrifying happens to one of the best friends, and then the next book is about her, right? So it would be like if one book was about you and Chris, and then the next book was about me and John, right?
Yep.
Or something like that. And so there's a lot of overlap, and so it was really nice because what happens in the first book happens to the best friend, right? So if it was your story, if book one was you and Chris and I was the best friend, something horrible, tragic happened to me, and you're kind of just like devastated. And then the second book is about her, about how I move on and like what I do with my life and stuff. And so I think, I love it.
So have you heard of The Henna Artist?
Mm-mm.
It's a book that's getting a lot of buzz. It's on Amazon. It's got almost 17,000 reviews and like 4.5. Reese Witherspoon endorsed it. So I bought that and it's been on deck. I just had to get through the potty training book first. So that's been on deck, but then you raved so much about the Friend Zone. I bought that too, and that just bumped that down.
Right.
So I'm going to do Friend Zone, then I'll probably have to do the second book, then maybe I'll do Henna Artist.
Yeah, you'll have to do the second book.
But I'll report back on the Henna Artist.
Yeah, I'm going to put that.
And it's a trilogy. So that's always, if you really like it, that's kind of nice because then you got like a couple on deck. But
Artist.
And I didn't actually.
It about?
So let's see.
It's not a romance. It doesn't look like, or is it? I'm going to add it to my list.
It looks like a sweeping tale. It does say romantic. Hold on.
In Goodreads Choice Award nominee.
New York Times bestseller. Reese Witherspoon said escaping from an abusive marriage, 17-year-old, I don't want to mispronounce the name, Lakshmi, makes her way alone to the vibrant 1950s pink city of Jaipur. There she becomes the most highly requested henna artist to the wealthy woman of the upper class. But trusted with the secrets of the wealthy, she can never reveal her own. Known for her original designs and sage advice, she must tread carefully to avoid the jealous gossips who could ruin her reputation and her livelihood. As she pursues her dreams of an independent life, she is startled one day when she is confronted by her husband, who has tracked her down these many years later with a high-spirited young girl in tow, a sister she never knew she had. Suddenly, the caution that she has cultivated as protection is threatened. Still, she preserves. Anyway, It looks interesting.
Okay, I just added it to my list.
Yeah.
I like that. That's also probably, it's not like necessarily, I was going to say historical, so it's not like historical fiction, but we would probably learn, right? In the same way of like, is it 1,000 Splendid Sons or something? Books that are placed in different countries and you sort of get to learn about their culture,
Yeah, I love it.
Anyway, so I am super obsessed with those two. Third book, I don't think you necessarily need to read it, but definitely it's been a minute since I have given 10 out of 10. Okay, so those are the favorite things that I read. The best thing that I watched, I have to play this because it's a video from TikTok and it's an idea that this guy has about date night, and I don't know if like I necessarily need to play it, but the idea is, he says, okay, I can't find it now, of course. He says, take the money, like what we always do on date night is go out to dinner, whatever. Then that's standard. And he's like, you go out to dinner and you eat and then you do whatever and you talk about the kids and you talk about job and you talk about all the things and then you get home and you're tired and you pass out. He's like, we eat enough, we drink enough. And he's like, what I say, and I think he's like a relationship therapist. He's like, take the money that you would spend on date night, on dinner, or whatever. He's like, it's probably $100 and go to a hotel for 3 hours. He's like, go to a hotel, take a shower together. Sure, order in pizza, like bring a bottle of wine or some crackers and cheese. And he's like, mess up their sheets, mess up their towel, like just whatever, hang out, play a game, whatever. And he's like, and then you get that like intimate connection, but then you get to go home and sleep in your own bed and stuff. So you don't really have to, but I kind of loved that idea just because it's so different, right? Of, I don't know, because that is true. Like we'll go on date night and then we're just like tired by the time we get home, and like it doesn't always happen. But I don't know. I thought that was kind of a fun little concept.
Totally.
So, I mean, you'd have to find a hotel because what hotel, at this point, how are you finding $100 hotel room? Unless it's a Motel 6. Like, I don't know. So maybe it's a little bit more than your typical date, or maybe you can find good deals on still a clean hotel. But I still love the concept. And it also doesn't have, because I've never thought about doing that, like renting a hotel just for a couple of hours.
I've never.
But I don't always love going to hotels for like one night because you got to pack all your shit and it feels like a lot, like a big to-do. And then it's just one night. You don't really just settle in, you know?
Yeah.
So, like we did that for our anniversary a couple years ago. We did a staycation, stayed at a hotel, and it was way more work than it was worth. But a couple hours, you don't have to pack shit. You just get to go and like, you know, it's cool. So I love that idea. That was one of the best things that I watched. And then I put this in the category of watch, but it's really a product. I am super sensitive to light when I sleep. And there's been tons of studies that show you, like, even small little lights on our electronics and stuff like that can mess up. Yeah. So I know you sleep with an eye patch. I don't because of my lashes.
They have the ones that don't screw up your lashes.
I know, but yeah, I tried to find them. They were, the one that you recommended was like 2-month wait to get to me. And I was like, whatever.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, keep going.
Maybe it went viral on TikTok and there was a big demand for it for a minute. So anyway, I found they're on Amazon called Light Dims blackout stickers. And I also like it for like hotel rooms, but they're just a sheet of little tiny, there's like dots and lines and they're black little stickers. And you can just put it on the little lights of the electronics. Like we have a humidifier that I use. And even when I have it on the night mode, there's still a blue light. And it just bugs me, you know? And so I put a little sticker on that. Boom.
Wait, can you get them on Amazon?
Yeah, that's where I got mine. Light Dims blackout stickers.
Okay, I'm going to get it.
Let me see. Blackout.
I'm going to add. I also found there's a sleep section. So our Amazon faves is in our on our website, sipsquadpod.com, and you can get to our Amazon faves there. Yeah. And I just added a different contoured sleeping mask. It looks exactly the same as what I have, but it's got 64,000 reviews and a 4.7. And then I'm going to add light dims on there too, because that's like great if you don't want something on your face.
The other reason that I wanted one of these sleep masks for my eyes is because when I get a massage, my lashes always come off during a massage, you know? But I thought if I put that mask on, maybe it would give me a little bit of protection.
This is cool.
Yeah. There are all these various little sizes of black stickers that you can just pop on.
This is brill. Lights. I'm going to send these to Chris too, because at the, we have a couple devices that I feel like need.
Yeah. Like at the cabin.
Yeah. And I don't like, it would be like just courteous for guests to not have like, adding it to this. Okay,
yeah. And they're super cheap. I mean, it's like $7 or something for a whole bunch. Yeah. Okay. I have loved the Stars Above brand at Target. Speaking of products, the Stars Above brand at Target is their pajamas, and they are so soft and cozy.
Yes.
I think I get the button up ones for when I was nursing, and they just feel amazing. But they came out with a new line, I guess. It's Stars Above, and they have long sleeve tops with shorts. And that's what I like. I don't like to sleep in pants. I get too hot, but I do like a long sleeve top. And so they have like 4 different colors, I think, right now. And I bought 3 of them. And they're just so soft, so cozy, and so perfect. And I love them. The Stars Above pajamas.
Do they have like postpartum stuff? Like maternity, like stuff that's
well,
really
that's what
soft?
I was saying. I get the Stars Above has the button up run, so it's like super easy to nurse.
Yeah.
Right? I did get a one of those nursing ones, but I didn't love it. It was like a nightie, but I didn't love it. I always just went back to the button up pajamas where, you know, you just undo a couple buttons and there you go.
Yeah.
But it's so cozy. And then lastly, John's back has been going out a ton and I get tension headaches. So I found this thing. I've used it for years, but I just recently just remembered about it because John's been using it and loving it. But if you need like a natural muscle relaxer, if you're getting spasms or, you know, tension headaches or you're really tight or whatever, they smell horrible, but it's herbal and we get them on Amazon as well. They're called Formula 303 Muscle Relaxant. And so I do the DC, it's like DEECEE Labs Formula 303. Tons of great reviews. Natural relief for muscle spasm, tension, and stress. And it's homeopathic. And I think maybe my chiropractor a while ago is the one that told me about these. So, but they work really good. John ran out, and then we tried to get some different muscle relaxant at the store, and they didn't work as well. These ones work really well, and they're natural.
Formula 303 maximum strength. This is the one.
Yep. DC Labs.
DC Labs.
Yep.
I'm adding this,
and they're on Prime
right now.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So those are my faves.
Okay, that was actually pretty. What time is it? It's 35 minutes. I was like, we riffed for a little bit on stuff. So I feel like that was pretty good. Should we just do the ads and then see how long mine is? And then we can throw in one of the things and then save the other one in our pocket for the Okay, so let me, I'm just about to add. I made a note. I'm going to make it. Okay, yeah. You want to get started on the.
HelloFresh has been one of our oldest tried and true sponsors, and we continue to sing their praises from anywhere we can because it is so good. It makes home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. It's why it's America's #1 meal kit. But they deliver pre-portioned ingredients to your door, including farm fresh produce that arrives within a week, so you get convenience without skimping on quality. Skip the trip to the grocery store, saving you the wait in long lines and ensuring you don't waste money on excess food. You can warm yourself up from the inside out with limited time recipes inspired by cozy classics from around the world like beef tenderloin and cheese fondue or miso sesame shrimp and bacon ramen.
Yum.
You can customize your favorite dishes with their new Hello Custom offerings by swapping out one protein or side for another, upgrading for a more luxe experience, or even adding protein to a veggie meal. That means more choices, more variety, and means more meals truly tailored to you. I love that because sometimes, like, John doesn't like seafood, and so sometimes it'll be like this shrimp dish and it looks amazing, and I'm like, well, I don't get it because of John, but if I can pop in some chicken breast or some like steak to that, yes, thank you. HelloFresh offers 50 menu and market items to choose from every week, including veggie, fit and wholesome, family-friendly, and gourmet options, providing plenty of variety. You guys get it weekly, don't you?
Yeah, we're longtime customers. We just had the most delicious HelloFresh yesterday. It was meatloaf that was just so delicious. We had Brussels sprouts and
love
like garlicky potatoes. It was delicious. We just absolutely love them. We just had like a white bean chili for lunch the other day, and it's
can't go wrong.
So awesome just to have it like dialed. You know, we got like things we don't even have to think about. They're in the refrigerator, and then we still get the experience though of like, I like putting it together. I like, you know, the joy.
It does feel like you're doing, you know, you're getting healthy food, but it's way less work.
It's real food, you know, too. Go to guys right now. Go to HelloFresh.com/SIP16. Use our code SIP16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. Wow. Go to HelloFresh.com/SIP16. Use our code SIP16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. Beautiful.
Okay, Call. Hit us with your faves.
Okay. I'm so excited to talk about these things. So Chris last year got plantar fasciitis. Have you ever had that in your feet?
Yeah. I had it one time in college and it was absolutely the worst.
Yeah, he got it and he was like, he didn't know what it was. But like he woke up one morning and then he was like, whoa, it kind of like hurt, like right out of bed. It's kind of like hurts. And then on the hardwoods, it hurt. And so he was just looking for like things that could help. And then I think he heard on a podcast about, have you heard of UFOs? Okay. So he heard about these shoes. They're like sandals. They're like sport sandals called UFOs. OOFOS.
Oh.
He bought them and just started wearing them like daily, like around the house. And it was like during the summer. So it was like, you know, pretty easy to just like wear those all the time. They also have like covered toe shoes too, depending on like time of year and stuff. Anyway, it like was the thing, game changer for his feet because they're like walking on clouds kind of. They just like really support like all the right places. And then our friend Ryan was having feet trouble. He got UFOs and was like, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with these things. And then I think they had a Super Bowl commercial, but I had this during the 3rd trimester of Ben's pregnancy, where like it wasn't plantar fasciitis, but like I just had like aches in my feet and things were starting to strain.
Yeah.
Like, you know, your feet have a lot of things.
Yeah.
Bones and tendons and nerves, and there's a lot that can like happen in your other parts of your body that then impact your feet and stuff. And so I bought OOFOS.
How do you spell it again?
Okay, so it's OOFOS. Okay. And they're not like the most attractive things, but they're fine. They're like slides.
You can wear them around the house, yeah.
And I went on the OOFOS website, and the prices are fine, but they're shipping. And I thought the Amazon prices were higher, but when you factor in, like it ends up that Amazon is actually like the same, if not cheaper, and then like easier, right? So I bought the women's sport slide sandal. It's like they're like $60. Okay. But they're really good quality, and especially if you're like dealing with pain or like trying to prevent like things like real, because they're like real.
They have a lot of great reviews.
Yeah. So I'm like looking at their like bullet points on their Amazon like info section, but research shows OOFOS reduces load, decreases compressive forces, and support foot mobility when compared. And this is, I feel like an OOFOS commercial, but I really do love them. You guys, we bring things we really love for our faves. Yeah. But they have like over 19,000 ratings on Amazon and 4.5. But I give them...
Yeah, they aren't like very cute. They kind of... There's like some that look a little like Crocs, and then some that look like... Do you remember Fit Flop, I think is what they're called? Fit Flop? Yeah. Yeah, they kind of look like how...
Yeah, these are not fashion slides.
But it's also like... Okay, well, that's
these
fine.
are... Yeah, these are like foot recovery slides.
Yeah.
But I have felt a big decrease in foot pain since wearing them around. Or like,
do they run true to size, you feel like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And you know what I love about being in my mid-30s?
What?
You don't care if things are cute anymore.
No, you don't. You really don't.
Like, I'm telling you they're not cute because that's the truth.
Right.
And I still wear them out and about, dropping Ben off at school. Yeah. Got to run to the store. Like, I don't care anymore.
People used to say to you, oh, even looking at those shoes hurt my feet. Like when you would wear heels or something, right? You're like, oh God, you're so old. And now it's like, that's who I am. Like even looking at those shoes hurt my feet. So like, yeah, give my feet. I don't care if they look good or not. Just
I need to do another closet purge.
Yeah.
Like because I look at some of the shoes in my closet that are for like events or whatever. I haven't worn them in forever.
Uh-huh. Right.
I don't know when I'll wear them again.
Yes.
And every time I put on shoes like that, it takes just a couple of minutes before I'm like, what was I thinking? Like Chris and I did a date night a couple weeks ago, and I tried to put on shoes that were cute. Yeah. You know, like higher heel. And it wasn't even just pregnancy. It was like they were the kind of shoes that like your toes peekaboo out, and then they're like the wedges, but they have like the opening. Does that make sense? Like by the toes. And so they're not closed toed, they're open toed, but and immediately when I put them on, I'm like, because I wear these shoes far and few between, I'm like, oh, this is why I never wear these shoes.
Yeah.
Because no, it wasn't a date night. It was my friend's baby shower.
Okay.
And I showed up in the shoes, and I put slippers in my car for like the drive home. Could not wait to get those things off my feet.
I just purged as well because I have them and I think, well, those are cute. Like, oh, maybe those will match. But then every time I have an event, I'm like, well, I'm not wearing those because those things are uncomfortable. So yeah, I got rid of 5, not just shoes. I did a whole purge. Yeah. 5 bags of clothes I got rid of.
Yeah.
Felt good. And I still am like, where did that come from? Because that didn't make a dent in my closet, I feel like.
Yes.
Still fully packed to the brim. Like, how is that possible? But anyway, okay.
Yeah. Favorite thing I drank. Do you guys have Pete's Coffee out there?
I don't know.
I don't know how many states they're in because they're based in Seattle. So we like have them here on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Okay. When we were in Maui, we found this coffee place that like everyone goes to when they're in Maui. It's called Akame Coffee. I think I talked about it here when I was doing like my Maui recap. So I like got their decaf macadamia nut iced latte like every morning in Hawaii. It was so freaking delicious. And we got home and we're like, okay, Oregon has great coffee, but we don't have like a coffee place near our house that has that kind of elevated coffee treat that like, you know, you go Saturday or Sunday, it's like once a week thing where you spend more, but you get something like really great.
Yeah.
You know, we're just like, you know, and I really like the coffee I make at home, but we didn't have like the Oregon version of Akame Coffee here. And by the way, if you live in Oregon and you have a place that's not downtown, that is like south of Portland, please hit me up and tell me about it. But we discovered at Pete's Coffee something absolutely delicious. And they have a Pete's Coffee in Bridgeport Village, which is not far from us at all. So check out this description. It's so good. It's called the Black Tie. Bold, juicy, cold brew. It's like, there's a name of the cold brew. You've
already got me.
Yeah. With a hint of chicory, layered over sweetened condensed milk, and topped with a float of half and half for a marbled swirl of coffee forward refreshment. And that sounds really sweet and creamy. It's really not. I'm going to text you the link so that you can
Arizona
look at
doesn't
this.
have any, damn it. But I'm going to, it looks like LA and Los Angeles have some. Oh, wait, we do have some. Let me see where they are. We got 3 of them. Okay. At the airport. Okay, well, the next time I'm at the airport, I'm getting it.
Yeah.
What is it called?
Go
Black
to
tie
the
or
link,
something?
the Black Tie.
The Black Tie at Pete's.
Yeah.
I'm going to put this in my notes.
Yeah. Oh. Have you had condensed milk in your coffee before?
I don't know if I've had it in my coffee, maybe. But I've had it like in Thai iced tea, you know?
Yeah. That's like the thing they put in their coffee in Thailand. And, you know, it's sweet, so you don't need a whole lot of it. And they don't put a whole lot of it. You can see in the picture how it's just like at the bottom. So you can kind of like with your straw, like pull some up like into the coffee experience.
What?
But there's something about, Chris was like, we need to see if we can somehow get that chicory. I don't know what chicory
I don't either.
Spice they use in it. But that.
How did you discover this? You were just
Chris
like,
found it.
We'll just try it. And
Chris discovered it. He's like, I just want like a special something.
Yeah.
Like an elevated something that's not, it's not your everyday drink.
Right.
It's like your look forward to once in a while. Like, ooh, this is a nice.
Yeah. Fancy.
You know.
Black
yeah.
tie.
Yeah.
But
that is.
Yeah. This is actually, we should do some recon on this. How do we make it at home? What is chicory?
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Because I think we could do, we got the cold brew. We can do sweetened condensed milk. We got the half and half.
Yeah.
For sure can do all of those. It's just this chicory piece.
It's simple but complex.
Yeah.
At the same time.
I love that.
You know, it's just got a little something special to it. We're like, oh.
It's a little something.
Oh, you're a special little bird.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Mm-hmm. Okay, this is also some best thing I ate, but it's also kind of something I drank. Okay. Remember how I said I'm really into root beer?
Yeah.
And ice cream?
Yeah.
It occurred to me last night.
Root beer float.
Root beer freaking float.
Root beer freaking float, man.
Got my little stevia root beer.
Yeah.
Popped that open. Sent Chris on an ice cream run.
Uh-huh.
Came back with French vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
Got a little coffee mug. I like to put like things like ice cream in like a coffee mug.
Okay.
Instead of a bowl. There's something about, you know, it's got a little handle. It's convenient.
Yeah,
I like those oversized mugs for things like soup and ice cream.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Right.
I also like glass mugs.
Yes.
Because then you can see
the whole situation.
And I haven't had a root beer float in forever. I don't know why. Root beer floats are like.
I feel like what I remember about root beer float is there's like something that happens to the ice cream. It gets almost like this crispy vibe on parts of it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Did that happen to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
It's like science in there.
So good.
I forgot about that.
Root beer floats are amazing.
Those are bomb. I forgot all about them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Delicious.
Talk about a home run. Pregnancy win.
Run.
That's a pregnancy win.
It's an everyday. I'll share it with everyone. Yeah. You can all come in.
Everybody.
Everybody's invited. Okay, I've been watching a few things.
Okay.
Been watching a few things.
Remember when we said, oh, we have light faves today? And then both of us talk for 40 years. Yeah. It's very light. We're very light.
I don't know if we're going to have enough content for this episode. An hour and a half.
We were like,
later.
Well, we could throw in a game at the end. Okay, so what have you been watching? Hit us.
Well, now I got to figure out how you guys watch this. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Amazon.
Oh.
Okay, so is it Amazon? The way we see it.
Tell us.
The way we see it. The way I see it? No, it's the way we see as we see it. Hold on. Is it hold on.
Wow.
I told you guys we're letting birds leave, but they're not landing. It's called As
They're just flopping around.
It's called As We See It. And this has got a 93% Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
And
that's pretty high.
Yeah. Still don't know where you watch it.
Well, why don't you just tell us the name and why we should watch it, and then we can figure it out.
Okay, so it's called As We See It. And I love, so it's kind of like it's a feel good, but it's also, I feel like it's an Amazon original, so it is on Prime.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, we're making some progress here. Uh-huh. And it is about 3 roommates who are autistic. They're on the spectrum.
Okay.
And they find, like, you follow them through their lives. And it makes you laugh. It makes you cry. It makes me think about things.
Mm-hmm.
And
is it like documentaries? Like it's true, or is it?
No.
Okay.
It kind of feels like the same vibe as what's that show that was super popular? Not Ted Lasso, but like another like feel good kind of. God, I never watched it, but it had gosh, I'm drawing a blank. It was like super popular comedy that people cried every time they watched it too.
Well, I was gonna say This Is Us, but I don't think
This Is Us.
Comedy.
That's it.
Oh,
maybe it's not a comedy, but it's like that kind of vibe where it's like every episode, you don't have to necessarily, like, there's a storyline and there's like story development and character development, but it's also like each episode you can kind of, you could look at like your phone and watch at the same time.
Okay,
like it's easy to stick with.
Locked in. That's
easy watching.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing I really like about it is I feel like it's so important for people to like create empathy through other people's stories around things that we just don't even think about. Helps you be more aware. And like disabilities are so unique. Like for those of you who don't know, both of my brothers are disabled. They're disabled in different ways. Mm-hmm. And these 3 roommates, even though they're all autistic, they're very different on the spectrum. And like there's this, so a specific example is like in episode 1, one of the guys is trying to push through his like biggest fear is walking from this building he's in to get to a store, and he's trying to push through to be able to like get out into the world and walk to that store. And like he tries, you see him try, and then like he'll walk halfway through and then a dog will start barking and it's like too much and he has to abandon mission, and he like keeps trying, and like by the end of the episode he walks to the store and you're like, yes, and it's so cool to just to watch these stories. I think they're important stories, and I love that this show was created and that it's been very popular, and it's very, very good. It like really is smart writing and well cast. And
how did you find it? You guys just stumbled on it?
I do these things where I'm like, what should I watch? And I put into Google, what should I watch? And then I peruse Rotten Tomatoes a lot.
Yeah.
Where I'll just straight into Rotten Tomatoes and they have sections of like what's streaming right now. And then they got the score. Yeah. And then you try and find where the RT and audience score is both high. And I backed my way into this one, I think, through Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
But this is one where we're kind of throwing in the mix. Because now a new season of Survivor's out.
Yes.
So we got that going on too. And then we also started watching Outlander. Have you seen Outlander?
No, but that's a book series, right?
I don't know. Probably.
Based off of a book series?
Makes sense. Like, yeah. So it's about, this is not a new show. There's like a billion seasons of this.
Yeah.
But it's about this woman. I won't give too much I won't give too much at all, I guess, but it's kind of gory. It's very romantic.
Oh.
When you talked about like escapism, romanticism, kind of like taking you to a different world and like, come on, characters, like get together kind of thing. There's a lot of that sort of tension. Mm-hmm. And it feels a little soap opera-y, but backed with like good acting, good performances, good writing. But it's also pretty dramatic too. Yeah. And again, it's a little bit like Downton Abbey vibes too, where it's just very kind of sweeping and whatever. It's not A+. It's probably like a solid B, but it's bingey, which I like.
Pop it like candy.
Yeah. Chris isn't as huge of a fan. I think it's definitely like more of that like soap opera type vibe.
Okay.
But I've been loving it.
Yeah.
It just like also feels a little bit more like easier watching.
Yeah.
And I love the romanticism of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a book series. I remember my friend Courtney, if you remember her from years ago, told me about this series, and it's been around for a while. There's 10 books in this series.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's like very popular, and clearly now there's a TV show with it.
Yeah. I mean, we're on season 1. Yeah. And I think Chris will probably stick through season 1 and then I'll be on my own. But it'll be perfect for maternity leave.
Yes.
Like just to have something on deck that's like easy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very, very excited about it. That's it, dude.
Yeah. You nailed it. I mean, you landed the bird on that.
Yeah.
You know who else lands the bird?
Tell me more.
Rothy's. We talked about good footwear in your faves. And we just can't forget about Rothy's when we're talking about that, you know? It's like it's these, you know, new shows you can't stop binging, or you find a new restaurant and you just got to keep going because it's so good. Rothy's could be your new everyday shoe obsession. Their shoes give you right out of the box comfort, come in amazing styles and colorways, and you can wash them. So it's pretty easy to see why millions of women wear Rothy's every single day. I think you have the Point, which is like their bestseller. I have what?
The Point in black?
I think that's what,
I love
and
them.
I have just the, I don't know what the style is. It's just like the standard slip on. I have 3 pairs of those. And they are so comfortable, so cute. I love that they're machine washable, so you can throw them in the wash and they come out good as new. And they're also just really cute. So we've talked about before, you can dress them up, dress them down, and they're super durable. Now we've had them for years. I've worn them to like the pumpkin patch and out. I've actually worn them out on date night when I like kind of want, you know, I use them as a cute shoe to wear. They also have bags and they have men's shoes. If you aren't on the Rothy train, you're missing. You know,
have you washed yours?
I have not washed mine. Have you?
Yes. And? Because there's the Point in black I do wear quite a bit, but with COVID I wasn't going out as much. But I wear the other ones, the camo slip-ons, all my I wear them all the time.
Yeah.
And I've thrown them in the wash a couple of times. They come out brand spanking new.
That's great. It's crazy.
Like amazing.
I
do
love
too.
to see it.
Step up your shoes and accessories this spring and get ready to be asked, are those Rothy's?
Could they be?
Plus, get $20 off your first purchase at rothys.com/sip. That's $20 off your first purchase at rothys.com/sip. These shoes are so worth it. Rothy's are my freaking fave, man.
Okay, now we really got to land the bird.
Is it time? Pressure's on.
Rants and raves.
Okay.
I got a rant.
So, Jinx.
2. I got 2 rants.
Okay.
I'm driving behind a car the other day.
Yeah.
And I see him flick something out the window. I look, it's a cigarette butt. And that made me so mad. And I just thought about littering in general. People that litter, and then when I'm like out for a run or whatever, I'm out walking, or I'm like exploring in some, you know, I'm hiking, or I'm just whatever. I'm enjoying our planet, and there's just trash everywhere, like trash on the highways and stuff. It's crazy to me. The lack of like, especially that person flicking the cigarette butt out. It was just like, oh yeah, I have no fucks to give about the planet that we live on.
Yes.
Like, what? Put it in your car and throw it. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
It like littering drives me crazy. I can't understand the audacity of it. Especially like I get it because you don't really respect the planet as much maybe when you're younger, you know? I don't get it, but I don't get as angry with them. Like I see the way my kids, they just throw things all over the house, right? Like they just don't understand. Mm-hmm. But when it's an adult and you're doing it, what in the world is
I think about that a lot when we're like out on a boat.
Yeah.
And like think about all of the trash and absolute crap in the ocean that
or you see in like a marina
wreaks havoc. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Whether that's just being like tossed on the beach and then the waves pick it up or like tossed from boats.
Yeah.
And it just makes me so mad.
It is crazy.
It's the easiest thing just to like
pick up after yourself. Take your trash out. Find the right place to put it.
Pick up after yourself.
Come on, guys. Yeah.
Okay. Come on.
My second rant is, do you ever notice that people that drive really nice cars, a lot of them also have no fucks to give about the law?
Yes.
Like they'll just be like, there's no signals. They just like weave in and out. It's like speed doesn't apply. I'm just going to turn. I'm just going to change lanes. I'm just going to do whatever. And it's always like really nice cars. I'm like, wow.
There's a direct correlation. The nicer the car, the worse the like entitlement.
Yes.
To the road.
Yes. No signals. It's like you just see them weaving around. Like they're just like, oh, no one else exists. I do.
Yeah.
I'm untouchable.
Yes.
I think, what?
What
is happening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turns out you look like a real turd.
Yeah, you're a real turd is what's happening.
Yeah. You spent a lot of money to look like a real turd.
Turd, and a turd is a word. I said a turd. That's John's song when
the kids go potty
diaper in the house.
Sing it again.
Turd, and a turd is a word. I said a turd, and a turd is a word.
Is that a John original?
It's a John original, folks. Wow. That is a John Ridge.
Wow. Okay.
What's your rant?
My rant. So I was looking for something really specific at Walgreens.
Uh-huh.
Or we were out at the cabin and they only had a Walgreens and I was looking for something. That's why I was like just Walgreens. Yeah. There wasn't any other option.
Yeah.
So go on Walgreens website. But I'm like, maybe I'm missing it. I want to call to make sure. I want to talk to someone and make sure their location does or doesn't have this thing that I'm looking for. So I Google Walgreens customer service or like that location.
Yeah.
I call, I get like the big customer service line. And it's like these answering machines. Like it's like one, taking every opportunity for everyone who's inbound to like tell them about something. So the first thing I hear is, did you know that you can shop online at walgreens.com? And did you know that you can come in and get a booster? Did you know? And I go from 0 to 60 where I'm like, I know exactly why I'm calling.
Right.
And I understand there has to be prompts. Like I understand the flow. I'm not the only person living on the planet. I got to call. I got to be directed into the right line. I get that.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh my gosh. Like from the jump, it's like, one, we don't want to talk to you. Please be self-sufficient.
Yes.
Two, if you're going to call here, we're going to tell you a bunch of things that are on my mind.
Irrelevant to you.
Irrelevant. And then it's like the prompts are just like unreal, right?
Yeah.
Or it's like, did you know? Or like if you call your credit card, it's like, hey, did you know you could do this online at .com? Like, or it's like, hey, do you want to do all these things that are probably not the reason that you called? And I know if I press it, they're going to send me not to a person.
Right. No, it's a whole nother thing.
Yeah. Hey, are you calling to check for stock? Did you know you could do that online? I'm like, oh my.
Yeah.
God. Yeah. And then it's like, hey, tell us in 2 words what it is you're calling for.
It's like, is this a game?
Yeah.
What's it? 2 words? Oh, too many. I know. So sometimes you're like, prescription?
Yeah.
Let's what?
Yeah. Like, I want to talk to someone.
Right.
You want to talk to someone. Did you know you could do that through chat online?
Yeah. What a nightmare. What's the other thing that happens when you call and they give you a menu but it's like it's not ever really like there's no option to fix what you actually need, right? And so then you're like,
they know it.
Representative, oh, you'd like to talk to somebody. Can you be
Before
more
we
specific?
connect you.
Can you be more specific with who? And then by the end of it, I'm like, representative. Like, come on.
And they must know, because then it's been like 4 minutes and they're like, okay, she's got needed.
Okay. Whoa, we've escalated here, folks. Let's get her someone.
Yeah, and then they're like, why are you upset? They're totally gaslighting you.
Gaslighting you.
Oh, hey, before we connect you, did you know our store hours are Monday through Sunday? 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.?
Cool, bro. And also, the other thing that sometimes I notice is every single menu says, please, like, listen to its entirety of this message as some menu options have changed. And it's like, how often do you think I'm fucking calling to memorize the menu options? Like, do you think that I'm calling so much that it's like 100% I know what all of these options? Oh, they've changed it today. Pharmacy is no longer 2, it's 8. Well, I sure am glad I listened. Like, how often are you changing that? I mean, is it not every recording that says, please listen to this in its entirety as menu options have changed? It's like, how often are you changing your menu and why? Why are you doing that?
I hate it too when I'm like, I know, like, I don't know why, but then we get to the menu options part and it's like, or choice 4. And I'm like, wait, I don't remember what 1 through 3 are, or I wasn't listening. I was zoning out.
100%.
And it's like, to hear these again, press this. And I'm like, then I'm kind of pissed because now I got to hear the whole thing again.
Right? Just like, yeah. Yes. Dude. Or sometimes I feel like you zone out and then it doesn't give you the option to, like, there are a few places that don't allow you to replay again. So you're like, oh my God, I'm in purgatory. I don't know. Yes. I don't know what number I'm supposed to hit. And I don't know how to have you show me even what to do. So sometimes then I have to hang up and call back and go through the whole frickin' rigmarole circus again.
Or they're like, hey, give us your date of birth or something if you're calling for like a something like insurance question. Those are oh my gosh, dealing with like insurance type things. They're like, give us your name, give us your social, give us your birthday. And then you finally get to someone, they're like, what's your name? What's your social? What's your birthday? That happens 10 out of 10 times.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
That's so true.
10 out of 10.
It's like, why did you ask me those questions before?
Yeah.
Right. Why isn't this?
What have your robots done with that?
Yeah. Just to confirm your identity, I'm going to ask all of the same questions again. I already did it.
Yes.
Did you just replay the tape? You say that they're recorded, right? So just replay the tape.
Yeah. Hey, before we hang up, do you want to take a survey? A quick survey?
Yeah. Absolutely I would love to do that.
I am not spending another second here.
Your survey is my worst nightmare.
Okay? Get me out. So have you ever done the survey?
Please. No.
Me neither. Never. By then,
who's
it's
opting in for a survey?
I'm trying to run.
Probably the people that are calling frequently enough to memorize the menu options.
As I can.
What? You know? Yeah, it's in and out. Give me in and out.
Yeah.
It's never in and out.
That's my rant.
All right. Do we have raves or?
I have a rave.
Okay, great. I have one too.
Well,
it feels like we should end on a high. That was quite a high. My rave is our rant.
I can guarantee you.
Is your rant this week. It's my rave. That was a good time. My rave is John's best friend is in town.
Yeah.
And I have not, like, we have fun, with family and like the people that we're with, but he just has this air of carefree. Like he's just light and happy. And it's like in every cell of his body, it just feels like it's vibrating off of him. And it just feels really cool to see him. And also, I love his best friend from high school. Like he's amazing. Yeah. So it's just been really cool though to see John. Like it just feels like he's like calm or something, like settled that like, oh, this is home. I don't know. And that kind of happens with your friends from high school. I don't have too many that I'm in touch with anymore. You have a couple, I think, that you're still in touch with, but it sort of feels like home.
Yes.
When you're with them, just like, I don't know, they know you at a different level. So it's really cool to see.
You're that for me though. Like I feel like people you've known for a long, long time. They know all the yous before the today you.
Right.
And so there's this comfort. Yeah.
When did we meet? We met in like 2000. We've done this before, I think, but 2004 maybe.
Yeah.
So we are almost friends for 20 years.
Yeah.
2 more years.
It's a long time.
Wow.
You know?
Anyway.
There were a lot of us's before the today us's.
Oh my gosh. We were the kind of people that used to wear heels.
We used to wear heels.
Remember that?
I think some of my heels in my closet are probably from
the good old days.
Then. They need to go.
Yeah. Right.
That
I mean, they're probably not even in style anymore.
20 years.
Or maybe if you hold on to them long enough, the style comes back.
Yeah.
You know, like, have you heard that thin brows are coming in and then now?
No, really?
You know, oh yeah.
Like real thin?
Back, which I'm not doing it. I'm
what?
not doing it.
Like the thin, like
the
pencil
90s
line.
brows are supposed to be coming in.
No.
I know. I'm not doing it.
That's fair. That's a little scary.
Yeah.
Okay. My rave.
Okay.
Is about myself.
Oh, good. There's not enough of that. I'll tell you what. That's also my rave. You raving about yourself is my rave.
Get this, you guys.
Okay.
I talked about Wordle a long time ago. Mm-hmm. Guess who has not? So I've gone back and done the archives.
Wow.
And at the archives, I've missed like 3. But since I started Wordle, I'm proud to announce that I'm on a 60-day winning streak.
Wow. Never needing help?
Let that sink.
Some of them aren't even words, I feel like. Like, sometimes you just guess the right letters or something? Because sometimes I've seen some where I'm like, that's not even in the English language, I don't feel like.
Yeah.
How is that a word?
I've never requested help. I've never Googled it. I've never nothing. I love these little puzzles.
Yeah, you do.
There was a Wordle that, and I'm prepared for the day that I go down. I'm prepared for it. It's okay. But
it's gonna happen.
But
60-day have fallen.
There was a Wordle that took a lot of people out the other day.
Yeah.
It was like watch or something.
That's the word.
Yeah, but think about, so a lot of people got the ATCH pretty quick. But think about what happens. Here's my strategy. If you get a bunch right away, you can almost get into trouble. Because think about like patch, latch.
Then you go through
batch,
the alphabet, patch.
And then it's like you think you're going to get it, but then you can get it wrong. And so what I do is like the first 2 or 3 where I try to not repeat letters. So I can just, even if I get some greens or yellows, the first one, the second one, I try and do all fresh.
Oh.
Then we'll see where I'm at. And then even if I get a bunch right, the first one, because I'm trying to go for the long game streak. Because those ones where you know where they're at, or the yellows, they're not going anywhere.
Right. They're there.
You know that they live. So go for 5 brand new ones.
Wow.
You know?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's smart. That's a strategy. That's right there.
That's my strategy.
That's how you do it, folks.
And then you can piece it together. And then sometimes I'll write it out, the words like hangman style, where I do 5 spaces. I fill in the ones where I know, but then I write out so I can like play with it easier, because you can't really play with it in Wordle.
Did you see New York Times bought it? Like, that's how big it is now.
Yeah.
So do you have like the same couple words that you start with?
No, Chris uses the same word every day that he starts with. Yeah. And I just go with the gut instinct. I just let it. And I'm proud of how many 5-letter words I know. I mean, we all know a lot.
Do you feel like you know more now?
Yeah.
Are you thinking in Wordle? Like, do you see through the Wordle lens
in the
now?
first 2 lines, I try and knock out all the vowels too.
Oh.
Like ocean is a great one.
Ooh. Oh.
Because then you can kind of like, you get the O and the E and the A.
Yeah.
You know, you try and get like
I just put in watch. I was going to try today's, but now I'm going to try ocean, even though I already know C's not.
Yeah, today's is kind of hard.
Well.
Chris got it on the 6th try. He broke his streak because he forgot to do it one day.
Oh.
Yeah, so it took him down.
What a silly goose.
What a silly goose.
It's going to act like that.
Ben was a ham sandwich this morning, and like we were playing around. I love weekends where you're just like, you know, just time together.
Yeah.
And he looked at Chris and he said, "You're a silly guy." And then we were eating breakfast.
You're a silly guy.
And then we were eating breakfast. And he he was eating parts of his food, and then he looked at me and he said, "Mom, will you wash this?" His hash browns. "Will you wash these for me?" It's like, "Excuse me?" He's like, "You want me to wash these?" He's like, "Okay."
Okay, yeah. Great idea, Mom.
We gotta
I like the way he says it. "Hey, Mom, will you wash these?" "Wait, you want me to wash these?" Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead. Great idea.
Suit yourself.
It's like, wait, you were the one that just asked me. Okay, if you want to, go ahead. Go for it.
Go ahead.
I'm in.
Suit yourself, man.
All right. So since we've had such a short episode, should we play a few games? Like, wow. I'm
Look
flies,
at us.
I tell you what.
Look at what we've done. We love you. Join
us. We didn't even plug Patreon, guys. Patreon's where it's at. patreon.com/ you can sip with us. $5 a month, 4 extra episodes, plus all the back of it's like almost 2 years now that we've been on there.
1 billion episodes.
That's if you like really like us, or mostly if you really like us, then that's where you want to be. Those are our besties. Those are the ride or dies over there.
Yeah. It's like a behind the scenes reality show.
It's a behind the scenes reality show.
But exactly right. $5 and you can binge 1 billion episodes.
Yeah. We need you. And we always they always get the launch first. They always get we prioritize their 2 sips. You know, we poll them more. It's where you want to be. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
It's where you want to be.
Tell a friend. We love you guys. You can sip with us until the end of time.
Till the end of time. Forever.
Yeah. And we will see you next Tuesday. Bye.